A huge divisional showdown featuring Aaron Rodgers and the Packers taking on Sam Bradford and the Vikings.
All right, Larry, it's one of the new jewels of the NFL, no doubt, as you get a look inside U.S. Bank Stadium here in Minneapolis. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. He's at the 40, the 20, 10, 5. A big gain there on the first play of the game. And even 80 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Anderson-Dejo. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
On second down, Bradford again. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. And he's brought down after a good gain. 23 yards on the play. Bradford on first down. Looking for his tight end Rudolph, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Blake Martinez. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
And he's going to take this one down inside the 45. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Now Rodgers throwing on second down. And he slings one that's incomplete.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
Rodgers now to throw. And he's got Bennett. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move. First down, here's the run to Montgomery. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I think many people thought Ty Montgomery would automatically go back to being a wide receiver this year, but it appears he's going to stay at running back. I know they drafted Jamal Williams from BYU, but...
And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Jordy Nelson, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Packers have taken the early lead. On is Mason Crosby for the point after. And it's good to make it 7-0 Packers. Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused.
Must have.
It had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. While we wait for Minnesota to take over on offense, gives us a chance to discuss the Dalvin Cook injury, tearing his ACL in Week 4. Where do they go from here in the backfield?
Well, Jerick McKinnon was already on the roster. All right? He'd been a guy who was a primary ball carrier. Remember when Adrian Peterson got hurt in the 2016 season? But they picked up Latavius Murray in free agency, and many thought he would be the starter from Game 1. Turned out Dalvin Cook showed up and beat him out. But Latavius Murray, Jerick McKinnon, got to split some carries and make some big plays for Minnesota now.
A second down throw for Bradford. And incomplete on the deep ball. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And it'll bring up third down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. On third down, Bradford. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. Give him 30 yards there.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do. And it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up in the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
11 more on that one and another first down.
You talk about a combo that works really well. Sam Bradford, short, dart-throwing quarterback, and Kyle Rudolph able to work the seams inside and make those tough catches.
Now Rudolph wound up shattering his career high with a touchdown, Vikings! Adam Thielen, 39 yards. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post-route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now the Packers get set to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But
and now this is intercepted. My goodness. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football. How many times when we see an incomplete pass, we just look at the receiver and say, should have caught that one. That was a drop, and we just put it on the offense. How about a little credit for the defense there? They just forced an incompletion.
Yeah, especially after starting in a tough spot defensively, but a good start there on first down.
That gave them a little extra confidence there, starting, as you said, in a tough spot and being able to make a play on first down.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football, and they've got it here with a first down. So they're operating in the red zone. Bradford now to throw on first down. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Kyle Rudolph, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings have taken the lead. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Forbath out to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Charles, want to make a quick pivot and get your thoughts on the running back injuries from last week in the NFL. Gosh, we had Dalvin Cook, Chris Carson, Ty Montgomery as well go down.
You hate to see injuries with anyone, but if we're going to keep it to the running backs, how about Dalvin Cook and Chris Carson, both rookies who had taken over as the lead running backs for their respective teams, Minnesota and Seattle. You hate to see them gone. Ty Montgomery transitioned to become a running back last year. He's the lead guy for Green Bay. Rib injury, they say, is not as serious as suspected. But still, rib injuries for a running back, that's tough to deal with.
Yeah, and really tough for Dalvin Cook with a torn ACL, done for the season. On second down, Montgomery. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. That one goes for 24 yards. Rodgers now on first down. And over the middle to the tight end, Bennett. And he carries this one all the way down to the 9. That one goes for 24 yards. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Here's Rodgers to throw. This will be caught by Nelson for a Packer touchdown. Jordy Nelson, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Kevin King with a pick. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. And this is caught at the 8. And he doesn't quite make it. They do stop him, but he gets it all the way down to the 1. A gain of 39 that time. First and goal from the 1 as they look to punch it in. So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. More from Minneapolis after this. From the gun, it's Rodgers. This will be caught by Nelson for a Packer touchdown. Jordy Nelson on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Packers have moved out in front. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. Crosby on now to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception.
Packer pressure, and down he goes. Jake Ryan coming hard from that linebacker spot. He drops him for a loss of 11. Now a second down throw for Bradford. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Third and long for Bradford. Over the middle, complete. That's Morgan. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be fourth down. So on fourth down, here's Ryan Quigley now to kick this one away. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Devon House. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. Well, when someone other than the quarterback is throwing the football, it's either beautiful or a disaster, and here it was the latter.
Nowhere in between, right? You're exactly right. It takes a fortitude to call that type of a play, but when it doesn't work, oh boy, you wish you hadn't.
13 yards down to the 13. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Rodgers again here on 2nd and 10. This will be caught at about the 5. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Davante Adams from 13 yards out. And the Packers add on to their lead. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. Crosby on now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned they're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
That was second down run for Murray. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
You and I both know that you don't really truly replace Adrian Peterson, but Latavius Murray's a really good back. Similar running styles, too. Won't wear the same number, we know that. But when you see him run, you might see a little bit of that in him, upright with some power.
Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And that one results in 35 yards. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt. And Forbath will put this one through Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Bradford to throw it. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Nick Perry in from his linebacker spot. He's able to drop him for a loss of about 10. Second down, Bradford. And the pressure gets to him again. Jake Ryan in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over. Are we on the same page here, partner? Because I think they had the right idea. Just take what you can get on 3rd and forever.
Yeah, in real life, I'd say yes. It's just these video games are tempting. You want to go downfield with it.
I like the way you've evolved.
Yeah.
You know, you've learned how to play it the Madden way.
They'll indeed go for it. It's Bradford. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. They'll try to get something going with Ty Montgomery. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down. Rodgers to throw on second down. That's complete right around the 8. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And that will extend their lead even further. So put another 3 on the board. And all things considered, a good opening drive here to begin the 3rd quarter.
It sure was. I think as a head coach, you're happy to come out and put a little drive together, take the 3 points, and build on your lead.
This is fielded at the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
A first down throw for Bradford. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Hey, partner, while we have a second, wanted to mention Deshaun Watson giving up his first game check to those 3 Texans workers in the cafeteria who had lost so much in Hurricane Harvey. How cool was that?
It's cool, And truthfully, it's not surprising when it comes from Deshaun Watson. Do you remember during the draft, after he got drafted, he read that letter to his mother?
Yep.
This is a kid who's empathetic, cares about people, cares about the world. And for him to make that gesture, the only thing that he's worried about is that it actually got out. You know, I don't think that he wanted it to be a public thing, but it just tells you just about who Deshaun Watson is. And how about his follow-up in the game?
Yeah, he was unbelievable.
I mean, boy, he paid that off in a big way. And those workers, they'll never forget that. And everyone knows Deshaun Watson, he's the real deal in every aspect.
Bradford finding Rudolph there for a Viking first. On 1st and 10, Bradford. And that's incomplete. You know, Charles, to transition totally for a second here, I'm looking down at the standings of the National Football League right now. There's a few young coaches that are having quite a bit of success early, isn't there?
They certainly are, and some of them have taken over established programs like Vance Joseph, right? The Broncos just 2 years removed from a Super Bowl, 9-7 last year, and Gary Kubiak stepped down. How about the job he's done out of the gate? Has him 3.
Now a hit, and the ball comes out. Bradford has lost it. But a Viking was able to corral this one, and Minnesota will keep possession.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, the teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. A very solid gain of 27. Back now at beautiful new U.S. Bank Stadium. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Bradford now from the 50. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. From the shotgun, it's Bradford. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, 34 yards. And the Vikings have made this now a one-score game. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. Forbath out to kick this one away. Set to return, this is Jeff Janis. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. This is
rush coming, and he's taken down. Eric Kendricks leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that happened fast and a big sack. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Harrison Smith. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Now Bradford on 2nd down. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
So when you have good field position to start a drive and you give up back-to-back sacks, that can be demoralizing for a team.
In search of something here after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Bradford getting his guys ready. Working out of the gun, Bradford. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. Well, not only did they try to fake it, they put the ball in the arm of their punter, and it didn't work out.
Not the quarterback.
No.
The punter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Risky.
It is so funny because when it works, genius. When it doesn't work, not so smart.
Not so genius.
In this case, not so genius, but I do admire that he went for it.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
From midfield, here's Rodgers. Caught by Nelson left side. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Rodgers throwing here. Throw left side complete. It's Nelson. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Jordy Nelson, 26 yards. And the Packers add 6 to their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
That'll be taken in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. Bradford on 1st down. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
1st down, Bradford. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. It's a 1st down. On 1st down, Bradford. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And his throw here's incomplete.
Let me go ahead and show my age a little bit. I liked it when they would fake it from the 3-yard line, right? When you'd line up, go ahead and, oh, there's a fake, and he's going to get 2. That's great. But from the 15, the risk-reward, it's just not there.
It's so risky to get 15 yards on a fake. Well, you see the result right there.
Yeah, I know these young whippersnappers are trying to do different things in this game, but let's go back to old reliable. Kick the ball through the post.
Get off my lawn.
That's darn right.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Running here with Montgomery. And they take him down, lose yardage back at the 27. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Now, that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands, whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge fourth-quarter stop? And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. On now is the Packers punter. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Here's Sherrills. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. One last shot now for Bradford. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here, coming down really to that last play. Great job defensively to get the pick and seal it.
And we know that every play during a game matters. You're never sure which one's going to be one of the key ones. But at the end of the game, when you analyze it, 3, 4, 5 plays are going to be the ones you focus on. And that last play was one of them. The last shot had to take it, and they came up with the interception and sealed their victory.